everyone, welcome back to ImpactVerse. Today, we're diving into some exciting updates coming in version 5.2 of Genshin Impact. This update is packed with new content, including the introduction of a brand new boss, amazing new 4-star weapons, and an expansive new map filled with amazing regions. So, if you're ready, let's get started. First off, let's talk about the map expansion. Version 5.2 promises to bring new regions for us to explore, which means more places to collect primo gems, so this addition is fantastic news for everyone. But it doesn't end there. 2 new tribal regions will also be available for players to discover, and even a breathtaking city that floats high up in the sky. This new setting is bound to offer more variety in terms of gameplay and scenery, keeping us all immersed in the world of Teyvat. Now, onto one of the major highlights of this version, the new boss, Tenebrous Pilla. This boss is set to debut in 5.2, and it comes with an interesting mechanic that will test even seasoned players. Tenebrous Pilla has a 15-second void barrier that can block all incoming damage, making it a tricky opponent to face. To break this barrier, you'll need to land 53 elemental hits, with Knight's soul attacks counting as triple hits. While the barrier is active, all of the boss's resistances increase by an astounding 70%. However, once the barrier is broken, those resistances drop significantly, giving you a window of opportunity to deal heavy damage. During the fight, you'll also have to deal with the Void Fantasia phase, where the boss relentlessly attacks, draining your HP, even through shields. If the barrier remains unbroken, the boss will deal 60% of your max HP as damage and add an additional 3000 HP damage, followed by a devastating physical attack that hits across the entire arena. Needless to say, this battle is not for the faint of heart, so prepare yourself. Let's move on to the exciting new weapons that are coming in this patch. There will be 3 new 4-star weapons introduced in version 5.2, a sword, a bow, and a catalyst. But first, let's touch on the main event of this update. Natlan will be hosting the event, contrary to earlier speculation that Dragon's Pine would play a central role. This event will also feature a free 4-star sword for players to grab, an opportunity you don't want to miss. Now, let's get into the details of the weapons. First up is the sword called Calamity of the Blighted Spring. It has an impressive base attack of 565 and a substat that boosts attack by 27.6%. The sword's passive ability is also something to look out for. It increases both normal and charged attack damage by 20% at Refinement 1. And this boost can go up to 40% at Refinement 5. If you're shielded, the crit rate for normal and charged attacks increases by 8% at Refinement 1 and scales to 16% at Refinement 5. This makes it a versatile weapon, perfect for characters who rely on shield buffs. Next is the bow called Flower Wreath Feathers. This bow has a base attack of 510 and a substat that gives a 31.3% attack boost. Its passive reduces gliding stamina consumption by 15%, making it useful for exploration, but it also increases charged attack damage by 6% at Refinement 1, and this boost can go up to 12% at Refinement 5. The interesting part of this ability is that it can stack up to 6 times, and the effect lasts for 10 seconds after you stop aiming. Finally, we have the Catalyst Wave Riding Whirl, which comes with a base attack of 454 and a whopping 61.3% energy recharge substat. The Catalyst's passive reduces swimming stamina consumption by 15%, which could come in handy for characters navigating watery terrains. Additionally, using an elemental skill boosts max HP by 20% at Refinement 1 and up to 40% at Refinement 5, lasting for 10 seconds. This ability is particularly effective if you have Hydro characters in your party, as they gain additional bonuses. In addition to these new weapons, version 5.2 will also see the return of some favorite events like the Adventurous Trials and Mutual Security Enhancing Simulation. These events are a great way to test your skills and earn rewards, so make sure to participate. Plus, there will be a new fishing association opening in Natlan, adding yet another layer of activities to the game. In version 5.2, we'll be introduced to a brand new local legend known as the Ruined Drake. You'll be able to encounter this formidable opponent in the new map area introduced in the update. Now, here's what makes the Ruined Drake interesting. During battle, it will absorb the element that hits it hardest every 20 seconds. On top of that, its resistance to that element will skyrocket by a staggering 120%. So, if you're planning on using Pyro, be cautious. The Ruined Drake will increase its Pyro resistance by 120%, making your efforts less effective. Additionally, if you're thinking about using Freeze as a strategy, you might want to reconsider. The Ruined Drake significantly reduces freeze duration by 90%, rendering the effect nearly useless. Prepare wisely for this encounter. Also, some of the exciting Thespian tricks coming with the version 5.2 update. These will affect characters such as Fischl, Kokomi, Alhaitham, Layla, Hu Tao, Zhongli, and Klee. Make sure to adjust your strategies accordingly to take full advantage of these new mechanics. For those wondering about the HP multipliers in the Spiral Abyss, particularly for floor 12, you may have already noticed some changes in version 5.1. The HP for enemies has increased to 4.97 million, with the HP multiplier jumping from 250% to 375%. For reference, here's the breakdown of the HP multipliers for Chamber 1, Chamber 2, and Chamber 3 in floor 12 of version 5.1. But wait, there's more. In the upcoming version 5.2, the HP multiplier will increase even further, reaching 5.83 million HP. This will make the enemies on floor 12 even more challenging. So gear up for an even tougher fight. Here are the HP multipliers for Chamber 1, Chamber 2, and Chamber 3 in floor 12 for the upcoming version 5.2. Make sure your team is ready for the increased difficulty. Now let's switch gears to talk about something that has been on a lot of players' minds recently: the Archon quest issues in version 5.1, specifically the missing voices. If you've been playing the Archon quest in the Natlan region using the English voiceover, you may have noticed that some characters, like Kachina and Kinich, are missing their voice lines. This has made certain scenes feel awkward, as you're left with sudden silences where characters should be speaking. This isn't just a minor issue, it significantly affects the immersion and flow of the game. You might be wondering why this is happening. The reason for these missing voice lines is tied to the voice actor strike that has been ongoing since July. Due to the strike, ImpactVerse hasn't been able to record new lines for certain characters, and they haven't been able to use AI or other actors to fill in these roles because of potential legal complications. Some players have switched to other language packs, like Japanese or Korean, to avoid these awkward silences. However, these language packs take up a lot of storage space, which can be a problem for those playing on devices with limited capacity. Unfortunately, there isn't much we can do about it at the moment, but hopefully, ImpactVerse finds a solution soon. Another hot topic surrounding version 5.1 is the ongoing controversy regarding the character Ororon's rarity. When Ororon was first revealed, many players believed he was going to be a 5-star character because of his striking appearance and design. However, when he was officially released, it was revealed that he is only a 4-star character, which left many in the community feeling disappointed. This isn't the first time something like this has happened. When Ningguang was introduced, players also assumed she would be a 5-star due to her powerful abilities and unique look, but she turned out to be a 4-star character. While it's still possible that Ororon's rarity could be upgraded in the future, it seems unlikely at this point. One reason ImpactVerse might have decided to make Ororon a 4-star character is to maintain balance in the game. If they made him a 5-star, almost 90% of the characters released in the Natlan region would be 5-star characters, leaving very few 4-stars to balance things out. It's understandable that they'd want to avoid oversaturating the game with high-rarity characters, but it doesn't make the disappointment any easier for players who were hoping for a new 5-star to add to their collection. And that's a wrap on today's discussion about version 5.2 and some of the issues that have come up in version 5.1. From missing voice lines to debates about character rarity, there's plenty to talk about. I'd love to hear your thoughts, so let me know in the comments if these issues have affected your experience. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.